Well, let's now talk about Ondo politics. As the 20th of April date for the All Progressives Congress governorship primary election approaches, aspirants are making last-minute rush. Preparations for the 2024 governorship election are underway in Ondo State's All Progressives Congress camp. 16 aspirants have received APC nomination and expression of interest forms for the highly anticipated election. Joining us on the program for more on this is Olalekan Oni, and he is convener, Renewed Hope Media. Thank you for joining us on the program. There's been a lot of talks about rotational governorship. From the north, let it go to the central, let it go to the south, all of that happening. But should the focus really be on rotation, or should it be on competency of the individuals involved?
Well, good evening. Let me say that the focus is actually not only on rotation, it is also about competence, character, and capacity. You see, we've had, just like you said, we've had 14 aspirants who have bought the form under the All Progressive Congress. And even some of the aspirants have even submitted their forms today. We have the incumbent governor who have submitted his form. We have the only female aspirant who has submitted her form. We also have Mr. Wale Akintewa, who has also submitted the nomination form at the party secretariat in Abuja. But you see, some of these things are unwritten in the constitution of the party. I'm talking about the zoning or the rotation formula. You see, you've had the northern side who is finishing because the current administration is under the mandate of late Rotimi Akeredolu, who is from the northern senatorial district of the state, and you had Olusegun Mimiko, who finished before the Rotimi Akeredolu, who is from the central. So it's unwritten in the constitution of the party or in politics that if you've had the central, you've had the northern district, senatorial district of the state, then the next side should be the southern senatorial district of the state. And that's why you have majority of the aspirants who are jostling for the Ondo 2024 are from the southern part of the state. So it's not in the constitution, but you see, when it comes to politics, you cannot take away all these facts and all of that. But, nevertheless, you have all the aspirants who are jostling, who have bought the form. All of them are eminently qualified, and they can go ahead to jostle for the party ticket as we approach the primary election.
All right, and there seems to be so much concentration on the governing party, the APC. Why is this so? Or is it that you foresee a situation where people would actually defect from the APC should they lose the primary?
Well, first of all, let's realize that it is a contest. And in every contest, you have a lot of people. And don't also forget that at the end of the day, we will have just one candidate in the party. We have only one candidate from the All Progressive Congress. We also have one candidate from the PDP, and so on and so forth. So in every contest, you will see this kind of thing. And, at the end of the day, we know that just one person will have the party ticket. So it's normal. We cannot find it. Things like this always happen when you have such a contest, especially when you have a lot of people, who wants the party ticket. So it happens.
And, looking at the entire terrain, we know that the wife of the former governor of the state, Rotimi Akeredolu, is actually, call it openly, drumming support for another aspirant. Someone different from the incumbent governor, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, who actually served as deputy to her late husband when he was a governor. Do you see her pushing, to support another aspirant against him as, the primaries draw closer?
Just can you come again with the question?
I'm talking about wife of the former governor who, appears to be openly drumming support, yes, for, certain candidates. Do you see her going ahead to actually push for a candidate who is different from the incumbent?
Well, while I'm not going to speak for Mrs. Betty Aperedolu, because I don't have a brief from her, I also think that she has the right to support anyone who she wants to support. Because first of all, she's an individual, and I think she's also, maybe she's a stakeholder, I can really not speak for her. But I really don't see her supporting the incumbent government. Going back to what happened in the past, before the demise of her husband, some of the allegations against the incumbent governor about loyalty and all of that. And we've also seen her, disparaging some of the people supporting the incumbent governor, saying things against them and all of that. So I really don't see her, supporting the incumbent governor. But nevertheless, I also still think that at the end of the day, she'll come out openly to support anyone. I'm not holding brief for her. This is just my personal opinion, but I think to a very large extent, I can say that I don't see her supporting the incumbent governor because of some of the things that has happened in the past and in recent times, before the demise of her husband and even after the demise of her husband.
But the APC needs to put forward a united front, just as any other party that will be participating in this election. How united do you think the party is at the moment as they head to the primary?
Come again. Sorry, I can't hear that.
I'm talking about the APC now. How united do you think the fold of the party is as they head to the primary? Because the party needs to put up a united front, and regardless of who emerges as a flag bearer of the party, every other person ought to align, with that individual.
Yes. Well, let's not deceive ourselves, and let's be frank with all of this. Presently, and this happens anytime you are approaching the primary, because it is a contest, and you have many aspirants under the APC, under the party, you will definitely have some polarization here and there, different people supporting different aspirants and all of that. Imagine a party where you have 14, I think 12 or 14 aspirants who have purchased the nomination form. What it means is that definitely party members will be divided on who to support. What it means presently now is that we have party members dividing themselves into 14 places, supporting different aspirants. So definitely there will be some level of polarization within the party. But one thing is sure, once we have a candidate of the party after the April 20 primary elections, everybody who is a bona fide party member, everyone who is a loyal party member is expected to come back and support the party's candidate. That's how it happens. But, presently we have this division here and there. We have this polarization. We have this group supporting this candidate, this aspirant. We have these different groups supporting these aspirants and all of that. And you could see that even, I think this morning or yesterday, the APC in Ondo State, the Ondo State chapter issued a statement by the publicity secretary saying that, group supporters of aspirants should be cautious in things they say either online or anywhere, and all groups should, be cautious and ensure that they don't issue statements or act in a way that can break the party and all of that. But you cannot find, it's normal during this period, before the primary, it's normal that you have polarization, division here and there. But I'm sure and I know that after the primaries, everybody will come back under one umbrella and support whoever the party picks after the primary, who will be the party flag bearer at the general elections in November 16.
Indeed, there have been calls, to engage in issue-based campaigns. But let's talk about the economy of Ondo State. Ondo State is among the oil-producing states, and with that, people would expect a lot of development, taking place in that state. What are your expectations, especially as elections come closer? What do you think should be the priority for whoever would emerge as governor?
Well, we have listened to some of the aspirants, and we've heard some of their plans, and visions for the state. Presently, what we have in Ondo State is that Ondo State is a civil service-based economy. What happens around here is that you have the civil servants, it's after they have collected their salary that you have, the economy, the market women and all of this, you have more sales and all of that. And some of the aspirants have been saying that, first of all, we need to industrialize this state. This state needs to move from a civil service-based economy to a state whereby businesses thrive, whereby there's industrialization, which can create, employment and all of that. We've also had some of these aspirants, talk about, making Ondo State feed the Southwest. That's why the agricultural comes in and all of that. So for now, I think, and this is one of the things I think that even party members should listen to. Aspirants should present their manifestos. Aspirants should share their visions with the people, because this state needs to move forward. If you look at the state, like I said, the economy of the state is in. There was a report in the newspaper, I think 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago,
yes,
that some states in Nigeria cannot pay their salary except there's a federal allocation coming in. And Ondo State was among them. You see, so if we have a state, an oil-producing state, a state with a large landmass, and a coastal area as such, we should not have a situation whereby the state waits for the federal allocation before they could even pay salary or
so
do other financial obligations of the government.
Yes, so it's important to pay attention to the economy and just see how to maximize, all of the benefits accruing to the state for its development.
Yes.
We'll have to end the conversation there. Olalikoni is convener, Renewed Hope Media. Thank you for joining us on the program.
Thank you, too. Yeah.